a long-term contract yet. It is a non-exclusive franchise tag, which means things could still get interesting. The non-exclusive franchise tag for George Pickens will cost the Cowboys $27.298 million for the upcoming season. That is a large amount of the money for just 1 year. This type of the tag is considered the standard franchise tag in the National Football League. It allows other teams to speak with Pickens and even offer him a contract. If another team makes an offer, the Cowboys have the right to match that offer and keep him. If they decide not to match, they would receive 2 first-round draft picks in compensation. Right now, the Cowboys do not seem closer to agreeing a long-term contract extension with the George Pickens. That is why they use the franchise tag. It gives them more time to negotiate while making sure he doesn't not live in free agents. This move prevents him from walking away for nothing. Still, it also shows that there is work left to be done between both sides. According to the reports, team owner Jerry Jones personally called George Pickens on Thursday to inform him about the decision. The phone call appears to have gone very well. Stephen Jones later spoke about the conversation and shared some interesting details. He said George Pickens was very excited and fired up that he was not going anywhere. He was excited about his future with the Cowboys, and the organization believes that Pickens truly wants to stay in the Dallas. Stephen Jones also mentioned that George Pickens told Jerry Jones directly that he wanted to remain with the Cowboys. Jerry reported said that George Pickens was in cloud 9 and extremely happy about being a Cowboy again. This is a positive sign for the relationship between a player and the team. Even though there is no long-term deal yet, the emotional connection appears strong. Still, the business side of the football cannot be ignored. Because this is the non-exclusive franchise tag, other teams are allowed to explore a potential deal with the Pickens. However, there is some important factors that make this situation complicated. First, any team that signs him would have to give up 2 first-round draft picks if Cowboys choose not to match the offer. That is a heavy price. Most teams are not willing to sacrifice that kind of the draft capital. Many analysts believe that George Pickens is unlikely to receive an offer that includes 2 first-round picks in value. That does not mean he is not talented. It simply means that the draft compensation makes it difficult. Teams may not want to do all of the negotiating work just for the Cowboys to match the contract and keep him away. There is a limited incentive for the other teams to invest time and effort if Dallas can simply match the offer. Because of this, the most realistic outcome could be that the Cowboys and George Pickens eventually agree on a new contract extension before the season begins. The franchise tag can sometimes act as a temporary bridge while both sides continue discussions. It gives the time leverage, but it also gives the player strong negotiating power because of the high 1-year salary. While the franchise tag situation is dominating headlines, there is also another major rumor surrounding the Cowboys. Reports from the Indianapolis suggest that there was significant buzz connecting Dallas to the linebacker Nakobe Dean of the Philadelphia Eagles. This rumor has been gaining momentum, especially during the scouting event and the league meeting. Nakobe Dean is a talented linebacker who has shown flashes of the strong defensive play. If the Cowboys were to pursue him, it could create an interesting storyline. It would reunite him with the defensive coordinator Christian Parker. It would also reconnect him with outside linebackers coach Shidera Uzo-Dribe. Familiarity with the coaches can play a big role in player success. Players often perform better in a system they already understood. If the Cowboys are serious about adding Nakobe Dean, it could signal that they are looking at strength the middle of their defense. The linebacker position has been an area where Dallas has searched for the consistency. Bringing a player who already has a relationship within the coaching staff could help the transition process move smoothly. At the same time, trading or signing a player from a division rival like the Philadelphia Eagles always adds extra drama. The rivalry between Dallas and Philadelphia is intense. Any move involving a player switching between these two teams immediately becomes a headline news. Cowboys fans would be excited to see defensive addition, especially one with the inside knowledge of the Eagle system. Overall, this is a very active period for the Dallas Cowboys. The franchise tag on George Pickens secure a key defensive weapons for now, but long-term future still needs clarity. Meanwhile, rumors about Nakobe Dean shows that the front office may not be finished making moves. The next few weeks could be critical in shaping the Cowboys roster for the upcoming season. The biggest question now is whether Dallas can turn this temporary franchise tag into long-term partnership with the George Pickens. If both sides truly want to stay together, as Stephen Jones suggested, then contract extension could happen. Until then, the situation remains something to watch closely. Cowboys fans should stay ready. Big tract discussion quickly turned into something much bigger. Reports come out early this week saying that Cowboys had offered Brandon Aubrey a new contract that would make him the highest paid kicker in NFL. According to those reports, the offer was worth of the $7.5 million per year. Another report even claimed Aubrey rejected that offer because he wanted $10 million per season instead. That kind of money for a kicker immediately caught everyone's attention. In today's NFL, playing a kicker that much is a major decision. While kickers are important, teams usually invest more money in quarterbacks, wide receivers, pass rushers, and cornerbacks. So, naturally, fans began debating whether Brandon Aubrey deserved that type of the contract. But then, everything changed. Brandon Aubrey personally responded to the reports on the social media. He reacted to the discussion about the contract rumors and used one simple word: fake news. With that single response, Brandon Aubrey made it clear that he believes the reported contract offer was not real. That means either the round numbers were incorrect or the entire story was inaccurate. This is one of the powerful things about modern sports. Players no longer have to stay silent. In the past, athletes had to rely on reporters to tell their sides of the story. Now, they can speak directly to the fans through social media platforms. Brandon Aubrey did exactly that. Instead of releasing a long statement, he chose one word that sent a strong message: fake news. This situation raises an important question. Did the Cowboys actually make an offer? If they did, was the amount different? Are negotiations still ongoing behind the scenes? We do not know yet full truth. However, what we do now is that Brandon Aubrey has been one of the most accurate kickers in football, especially from long distance. Many fans believe he is among the top 1% of the kickers in the recent because if his ability to consistently make kicks from the 55 yards and beyond. When you have a weapon like that, it changes how you call praise. Coaches become more confident knowing that if the offense reach midfield, they are already close to the field goal range. That type of the reliability is variable. While the contract story develops, there is also important news about Cowboys offense heading into 2026 season. Last season, under head coach Brian Schottenheimer and offensive coordinator Clayton Adams, the offense was one of the most productive units in the league. It surprised many people because the coaching staff was new and somewhat unpredictable. In their first season together, opposing teams did not have much film to study. That gave Dallas an advantage. Last season. But now, entering in year, two things are different. Defensive coordinator across the league have had an entire off-season to analyze what the Cowboys like to do. Clayton Adams understands this challenge. He recently explained that repeating the last year exactly strategy would be a mistake. In his words, simply running it back is the worst mindset a team can have. In the National Football League, if you do not improve, you fall behind. There are too many talented players and intelligent coaches for the team to stay predictable and still succeed. Adams said the Cowboys must. Howell recently spoke about meeting with the Cowboys during the pre-draft process. He explained that the team is installed on a small portion of their defensive system during his interview to test his understanding. Howell believes he could adapt well to 3-4 defensive scheme at the professional level. For the fans in Texas, the idea of the Texas A&M player joining the Cowboys would be exciting. Staying in Texas and playing for the American team would create strong connection between college supporters and professional franchise. In addition, however, several mock drafts are beginning to show pattern regarding what Dallas might do in the first round. Analysts such as Mary Kipper from the ESPN and Gennaro Ferris from the NFL Football League.com are projecting that Cowboys could select Louisiana State University cornerback Mansour Delane with the 12th overall pick. Cornerback is considered a major need for the Dallas after struggling as in a pass defense last season. The team allowed over 250 passing yards per game. That statistics alone shows how important it is strengthening that secondary. Delane is described as a smooth, intelligent, and very effective in coverage. Some reports says he allowed only 163 yards during the entire season, which is an extremely impressive number. If the Cowboys select Mansour Delane, it would signal a strong commitment in fixing their defensive weakness. Later in the first round, at pick number 20, some projections have Dallas selecting Miami edge rusher Akehemi Mesdor. After a recent roster changes, the potential free agents losses, the Cowboys may need additional pass rusher help. Mesdor brings experience, maturity, and a polished set of the pass rushing moves. Although he is slightly older than some prospects, his experience could allow him to contribute immediately. All of these